Do you remember growing up in the 80s? How great it was, how free we were. We didn't have all this technology and rubbish. We went out on our BMX bikes and we caused a little bit of havoc. And it was a great time. What do you mean you was born in the 2000s? Kids of today. Summer of '84. Yes, I watched this last night. Really enjoyed it. Took me way back to my teenage years back in the 80s. The directors of this film, I think there's 3 of them, but they've got kind of like Frenchish type names, so I'm not going to kind of try and pronounce them. This film does also star Josh Summer. I believe he was in Mad Men. I remembered his name, Sommer, because it's the same name as Rob's favourite film. Yes, this tells the story of a group of friends growing up in 1984 in the American suburbs, in this nice little rural type village, but they're growing up in dark times for where they live. There is a serial killer that's going around that's abducted loads of children. So each night, not just the kids, but a lot of the adults going out looking for clues, looking possibly to find these children. And these kids are drawn to one of the local residents in this street, who is also a police officer, played by Josh Summer. And when these kids start adding up things not quite right, they come to the conclusion that this police officer could be the serial killer. Now, the one thing that the filmmakers got right in this film is that 80s feel. It does have that friendship. It has that friendship as we've seen in like Stand By Me, Stranger Things, Goonies. They've got it just right. Now, a lot of people have compared this to Stranger Things. I would only compare it to Stranger Things as far as it's set in the 80s and there's a group of kids. Other than that, it differs completely. And what's common in a lot of 80s coming of age growing up films is you get a certain combination of these friends. You know, you get like the inquisitive one that has conspiracy theories and has his wall plastered with all sorts of conspiracies. The investigator of the group. You have the dorky one with glasses. You have the chubby one who, yes, if they'd made a film at my school, I would have been cast in that role, no doubt. And you also get the kind of sleek, cool, thinks he's sexy, the best one of the group, who looks down at the others and takes the mickey out of them. Now, the casting was just right for this. These 4 kids are fantastic in this role. And there are a lot of sexual innuendos. There are a lot of one-liners, witty one-liners. I laughed quite a few times at some of these snappy comments. And the music is great as well. It's got that Giorgio Moroder, Jan Hammer electronic 80s feel to it, a bit of Daft Punk, and it takes you right into the story and right into the 80s. The clothing is perfect, the cars, you know, everything that you see makes you believe that you are actually in the 80s. I love the pacing of the film. It's perfect. When it's serious, it can be serious. When we need a comedy element in there, one of the kids just throws a one-liner. And of course, you've got one of the kids who doesn't believe he's good enough for the town hottie. You always have that thrown in there in an 80s film. But most part, this is a film about friendship, innocence, and just having a really great time in a summer when you're off from school. I must admit, when it did get to the end of the film, it did turn a little bit dark, a little bit brutal in a 1 or 2 spots, which I wasn't expecting. There was a scene maybe I thought was not necessary, but it was a curveball. You wasn't expecting it, and I wasn't expecting it. I was there with my mouth open, and it made for gripping entertainment. Now, this film only actually came out in 2018. This was sent to me as a subscriber mail quite a while ago, probably about 2 years or so. This is the German release. I don't believe there's a UK Blu-ray for it, so you can pick up the German release on Amazon. I think it's only about £6, so it's really cheap. You do have a German soundtrack, but you have an English soundtrack in DTS HD Master Audio 5.1, and you have subtitles which you can turn off. So there's no reason why you can't import this from Germany. And as I've got a nice German cover there, I will probably be in touch with Mr. Richard Hollyoak to see if he can knock me up a nice English cover. That sounds rude. So yeah, had a lot of fun with this film, brought back a lot of memories, a lot of happy memories of my school years as well, and friendship. And the filmmakers, they got it so right, recreating this decade and giving us a great time as well. Okay, so how would I rate Summer of 84 on a scale of 1 to 10? I'm going to give it 8 out of 10 best friends. Yeah, 8 out of 10, totally. It's the whole thing. It's the whole look. It's the sound. It's the music. It's the clothes. It's the cars. It's the reminiscing. It's the memories, it's the friendship, it's everything. Everything was perfect in this film for me to give it an 8. And I really had a lot of fun with this. So I hope you enjoyed my review of Summer of 84. Like the video by giving it some thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, comment and share. I'll just leave you with something, because Josh Sommer, who plays the cop next door, his name's Mr. Mackey. Wasn't he in South Park?
When you duke in the urinal, it's bad, okay? How would you feel if somebody came into your home, okay? Pulled down their pants and laid a big mud monkey right on your mom's face?